A penthouse suite, letting his new friends eat, and comparing himself to Nelson Mandela. Bill Cosby is now out of prison after being sentenced for sexual assault. But what was his life like on the inside? Bill Cosby was sent to SCI Phoenix, a maximum security prison outside of Philadelphia that was constructed in 2018 for $400 million. The actor settled into his new digs in a special housing unit for 4 months, instead of immediately mingling with the general population. The move came out of special attention to his security, as his celebrity status made him a potential target inside the facility.
Right now, the 81-year-old who is legally blind is being housed in a single cell near the infirmary.
Prior to the change, Cosby's special housing unit featured a 7 by 13-foot layout with a 10-foot ceiling. After being moved out of isolation, the former sitcom star moved to a separate one-person cell, which he famously referred to as his, quote, penthouse suite. The cell block Cosby lived in was not specified for older inmates, and he was surrounded by neighboring inmates of various ages. His adjustment was aided by the support of other inmates, some of whom became fans. According to his publicist Andrew Wyatt's statements to TMZ, the former comedian was often greeted by cheers and applause by other inmates and their loved ones when he frequented the visiting area. According to statements obtained by the New York Times, Cosby was also assigned helpers while serving out his time behind bars. Pennsylvania Department of Corrections spokesperson Amy Warden told the publication that the actor was given this privilege due to his legal blindness from the disease glaucoma. Standard cells at the prison that housed Bill Cosby contain a small single or double metal bed, personal locker, table, stainless steel toilet and sink, as well as a stool bolted to the floor. But unlike other correctional facilities, Cosby enjoyed air conditioning inside SCI Phoenix, making his sentence a bit more bearable in the summer months. The inmates at the Pennsylvania prison also shower in single stalls protected by plastic barriers, as opposed to showering in groups. According to some prisoners, the former actor was enjoying his life in prison just fine. In addition to a personal television in his cell, Cosby was able to communicate with others on the outside by accessing his email account on a personal tablet. A former prisoner, Phil DiPietro, told the National Enquirer in 2019, "You wouldn't believe the luxuries afforded to him. He has more privacy and help than if he was back living at his estate." DiPietro also said his large commissary budget offered him free rein to eat on his dime and avoid the food offered during mealtimes. Instead, Cosby used his large commissary budget to enjoy foods like tuna steak, bacon, cheeses, sausage, and turkey. Cosby decided not to work a paying job at SCI Phoenix due to his blindness. Instead, he used his large fortune to buy snacks for himself and his fellow inmates. As DiPietro told the National Enquirer, "Being in the same unit, we had the privilege of ordering twice as much commissary per week because Cosby doesn't eat most of the prison food, and he buys everyone on the block something on each order." Those who served time in Cosby's unit also had the added benefit of getting to indulge in special perks while the actor was behind bars, like extra time in the recreation yard and being able to eat ahead of other inmates. Despite 60 women coming forward and accusing him of sexual misconduct since his 2018 conviction, Cosby told NNPA Newswire that he continues to maintain his innocence. He confirmed his intentions to the public, writing, "When I come up for parole, they're not going to hear me say that I have remorse. I was there. I don't care what group of people come along and talk about this when they weren't there. They don't know." Cosby likened himself to legendary leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Nelson Mandela, claiming it was his efforts to fight for equality that landed him in jail. As he wrote in a 2019 statement, "My political beliefs, my actions of trying to humanize all races, genders, and religions landed me in this place surrounded by barbed wire fencing, a room made of steel and iron." The disgraced comedian also claimed in his jailhouse interview that he became a role model in SCI Phoenix, breaking up potential fights and trying to advise fellow inmates. According to his publicist, Andrew Wyatt, Bill Cosby declined to have unnecessary visitors while serving his time. As Wyatt told NBC 10, "Right now, I'm his only visitor outside of his attorneys, and that's the way he wants it." Wyatt explained that Cosby refused to let his wife Camille visit him as well. Instead, he spoke with her over the phone 3 times a day and accepted bi-weekly visits from Wyatt. As Wyatt told NBC News in 2019, he does not want his family to be exploited that way by coming to visit him and it be made a circus out of by the media. The publicist told the news outlet that the former sitcom star kept himself busy in prison by keeping up his fitness, opting to wake up after 3 a.m. to leg lifts, push-ups, and abdominal exercises in his cell before getting breakfast. Cosby also reportedly was cranking out potential show ideas to pitch once released from prison. Cosby first filed an appeal in Montgomery County Court in Pennsylvania in 2018, hoping to overturn his conviction on what he and his lawyers believed to be an unfair trial. He was denied an appeal by the Pennsylvania Appellate Court in 2019, with all judges unanimously agreeing that he had indeed been given a fair trial. Cosby may have been eligible for parole had it not been for his refusal to take part in prison therapy courses. His sentence was reviewed in May 2021, but the Pennsylvania Parole Board declined Cosby's petition for early release after he declined to participate in a sexual offender treatment program. However, Cosby ultimately prevailed in his bid for freedom in June 2021, just shy of 3 years into his potentially 10-year sentence. He recalled getting the news to WDAS, saying, "I was napping in my cell. All of a sudden, I just hear this yelling, 'Mr. Cosby, Mr. Cosby, you have to wake up now.' I just felt hands on me saying, 'Look, you have to get out of here. You have to go home. You're free.'"
But he will always go down in history as a sexual predator, as a serial rapist.
If you or anyone you know has been a victim of sexual assault, help is available. Visit the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network website or contact RAIN's National Helpline at 1-800-656-HOPE 4673.